Hello, y'all. This is Primetron Zero, and sorry about that, y'all. I'm just having a little dry throat today, but today I'm doing another Transformers review, and about the character Hound. Now, Hound made his first appearance in Transformers Generation One. He appeared in the first season, and he took the form. He was Autobot. He took the form of a green military jeep, you know. And I have to say he was very tough, very brave. He was very close with Optimus and Bumblebee, and he appeared in the beginning. You know, he appeared in G1. He made his first appearance in Transformers Generation 1. He appeared in the first season. He also appeared in the second season and third season, you know, and I have to say I really like the Hound character. He also made an appearance a lot in the Transformers comics, you know. He had appeared in the Transformers comics. I have to say I don't know any other cartoon that he made any other appearances in. If any, I want to know from my subscribers, have he appeared in any other cartoons? You know, even, you know, I don't, you know, because all I just know is that I know he appeared in G1 and he appeared in a comic book. But he also made his Transformers live-action movie appearance in Transformers Age of Extinction. And I have to say I love his design. It's different from his G1 design. But what I like about the live-action movie Hound is that they made him more bigger. He's more taller than his G1 counterpart. He seems a lot more tougher. You know, he has a lot more firepower, you know, and what I have to say is that, you know, what I like about, you know, the live-action movie Hound, you know, because he made his appearance in Age of Extinction. He also made an appearance in Transformers The Last Night. But what I like about Hound is that the person that do his voice does an amazing job, and he played in a lot of stuff. His name is John Goodman. John Goodman do his voice, and I have to say he does an amazing job making the character Hound more cooler than ever, and he really brings the character to life. You know what I mean? I just love how, you know, I just like his, you know, because John Goodman is funny, and he seems really cool, and he just makes the character cool. And it's just a lot of Hound moments that I like in Age of Extinction. And there's also Hound moments that I like in The Last Night, you know. Like, when they first show Hound, when Optimus is calling all Autobots, they show him on a mountain shooting his gun. And he says, Optimus back, he's alive. Optimus is here. You know, that's one of my favorite. To me, that's classic. That's one of my iconic Hound moments. You know, and I just love how John Goodman does his voice. He just brings the character to life. And what I like about the live-action movie Hound, he's like kind of like Ironhide. He's a weapons specialist. You know, he has a lot of firepower. He has a 3-barrel Gatling gun, which does a lot of damage. He also has grenades, which is really big and does a lot of damage. You know, he has grenades. He also has a cigar that he uses, you know what I mean, which is really cool. You know what I mean? And he's very tough. And I just like how he has that military look to him. I also like how he has like whiskers, like he has like a beard, you know what I mean? I also like how he just looks more husky, you know, he's a little more, you know what I mean, he's a lot bigger than his G1 counterpart, you know. But what's similar to him about his G1 counterpart is that he has the same color skin. He still is green. But he takes the form of a big military truck in Age of Extinction. Now, in The Last Night, his design is a little more different. He has like medic bands around, like he has those crosses on him. He also have you know, he looks kind of like he's sort of like, I think they did that to do like a tribute to Ratchet. Like I think that's what he looks like in The Last Night. You know, he has sort of that medic, sort of like this those things on him, like that design, He also has a new off mode, He takes the form of a different truck, And he's a little more taller in the last night. And he still looks sort of the same, but he has a little more of an upgrade, a little more different design. But one thing I could say about Hound is that he's extremely tough. He has a lot of firepower, and he's not afraid to fight. He's very powerful. He's very strong. And he's very cool. He just has an amazing personality. He's very cool. You know what I mean? And it's just a lot of Hound moments in a lot of action movies to me, I have to say. Not that much in G1, but in a lot of action movies, like just with John Goodman, with the stuff he be saying, it's just really cool. Like when Drift was babbling on about wings and butterfly or something. He was saying, "Stop that if I drop a grenade down your throat." And that part was just funny. And Drift pulled out the sword. He's like, "Please pull it, please do it." It was just funny. It was about to fight, and I just love that part. It's just so funny, and it's just memorable. And I have to say that he's definitely one of my favorite characters. Definitely, he's definitely one of my favorites. Of all time. He's definitely one of my favorite Autobot characters. He's very tough. He's very agile, especially for his size. He's very quick. He's very tough. He has that military, that style, he has he has a lot of weapons, And I just love his design. I also like the fact that it looked like he has like a helmet on, how those, the military guys, even from, especially back in the day when they wore those helmets, he has sort of that look, he even have a helmet that he takes off. Like I remember it was a part when Ironhide, they show Ironhide they show what happened to not Ironhide, when they show what happened to Ratchet, and they was watching, he took his head off, because he felt really bad. So I just love that part. You could see his sort of what he looks like without his helmet, So it's just really cool, how they made his design. His design is just so unique. It's different. And, he's really cool. I love how he transforms. I love his weapons, and I just like his personality, I like when he says, "Optimus back, he's alive, Optimus is here," I just love that part, and I just love, I just love, just his heart. He has a lot of heart, and he's very tough, and my part is, one of my other favorite parts is at the end is, when he says, "I got your fortune cookie," he was taking out a lot of the Decepticon drones, and he was holding them off for a very long time until Optimus came with the cavalry. He came with the Dinobots charging in. But he put up a fight. That shows how tough he is. He picked up a car and used it as a shield, and he was just taking out a lot of Decepticons. No matter how big they was, he took out a lot of them. And that shows how tough he is, And I remember he gave the guy that was working with KSI, when he turned good, he gave that to him and Cade. And he says, "Pull the pin, I'm dying out here." And then they pulled the pin, and he told Cade to throw it, to give it to him. And then Hound grabbed it and he threw it, so he has a lot of firepower. He has grenades, kind of like Lockdown. Lockdown has grenades, but he also has grenades. He has a 3-barrel Gatling gun, which does a lot of damage, And I remember him and Bumblebee jumping, building, he's very athletic, for his size, and very agile, very tough. And I remember people were saying who you think will win, Ironheart or Hound, and that to me that's a tough one because they both are like a weapon specialist. They have a lot of firepower and they're very tough. But Hound is definitely one of my favorites, and I just want to know from my subscribers, what's your favorite Hound moment? What's your favorite version of Hound? Is it the G1 Hound? Is it the comic book version of Hound? Is it the live action movie Hound? To me, I love all the versions of Hound pretty much, but I do love the live action movie Hound. I feel like he has more of a personality. He's funny. He's really cool. He was even talking to Cade in Transformers The Last Night as he was giving him respect, saying you're a heck of a father. And he was saying, my father, I wish I had a father like, I wish I had a father like you. He was saying that, my father never was there, what I mean? He's just really cool, he's like, he just, John Goodman makes the character more memorable, what I mean? He just does an amazing job. And that's something that gets overlooked with the Transformers movies, the people that, behind the voice of the characters don't get credit at all. That's one of the things that don't get credit, especially the robots' designs. Especially the movies, they don't get credit. But to me, I really love the movies with a passion, and I do love the Hound character. I love the different versions of Hound, but I do love his Age of Extinction design and his Transformers Last Night design. Now, I just want to know from my subscribers, what's your favorite Hound moment? You know what I mean? And yeah. It's a lot of Hound moments that I have to say. It's just very funny, especially in the live action movies. I have to say more in the live action movies than G1, But I just feel that John Goodman to me, he will always be the best Hound, in my opinion. He does the voice just incredibly well, he brings life to the character, so much life and so much energy, you know what I mean? And he's very cool. He got like a cigar. I think his cigar is basically a bullet. It's really cool. Hound, you know what I mean? And I just love how he say we got the gang back together. I like how in the beginning when they show Hound, and he says we got the gang back together. You know what I mean? And he says we had a fearsome foursome, and you make five. You know what I mean? I just love that part. He's very cool. You know what I mean? He's very tough. You know what I mean? And I remember him saying humans, bunch of backstabbing weasels. He was cracking me up. You know what I mean? He was just really funny. Because he just, you know what I mean? And, when he was finding out that humans was behind them, the Decepticons getting wiped out, locked in, you know what I mean? And I could just remember him saying that, Optimus was saying, I'm sorry, but whoever's behind this, they're going to pay. And then I can remember him saying, well, that's not what Optimus said. He said they were going to die. And then Hound was like, hoorah! He was cracking me up. He was just funny, man. I just love his personality. He's very funny. And it's very cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he loves blowing stuff up. That's one thing I have to say. He loves throwing his grenades. You know what I mean? And he just has an amazing personality. I love the live action movie Hound. I have to say I like him more than his G1 counterpart. But I do like the G1 Hound. I'm not saying I don't like him. But I feel like the live action movie Hound is more better. Like his personality is even better. He's more cooler. He's bigger. He has more firepower than his G1 counterpart. You know what I mean? And